What you're about to witness is a dog that was never abused and never neglected.
God.
Ever since 10 weeks old, this dog has shown aggression. Even after consulting with the veterinary behaviorist and working with another trainer, Kalani's owners were at a breaking point. Then they made the decision to call me.
I don't know what to do to keep her from killing me.
When Kalani arrived, she was severely matted and needed an emergency grooming.
Have any of the bites been full-on punctures where you're bleeding or having to get hospitalized?
Oh,
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This one was a full-on, this was probably a year ago.
Right here in the arm?
Yeah, can you see it?
Yeah, I see one. Okay.
And then she got me in the hand. There were 2 punctures on the top, and then you can still see that scar. It scraped as I was. And this, I was pulling a dead bird out. This one was, I think it was.
Out of her mouth?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about you?
She has punctured me, but I'm faster than she
He
is.
is
so,
faster than I am.
You know,
Where has she punctured you? In the hand?
hand in the arm.
Do you have any scars from it?
No.
Okay.
No, 'cause
What happened there?
That's the incident where,
he's sitting here on a couch, very much like this
just
one.
like this, and ours L goes this way, so she's asleep in the
In the crook, yeah.
And I think he shifted, and she's out. And he shifted, and the head pops up like, what are you doing? Right? And I should have said something to her, and I didn't. But he went to reach down and say, I'm sorry, buddy. And she flipped out. That's the first time I have ever seen her do that. But again, it is contextual, but the reaction was way over the top for what, I mean, the man just,
He started to reach down
started
to
to
her.
reach down to pet her.
Say, it's okay,
It's
sorry
okay,
I
I'm
woke you
sorry
up,
I
type
woke
thing.
you up.
She went
Oh, yeah.
into a rage kind of thing, jumped up, bit him once, backed off, was still, I'm standing here going, trying to get her away because she just bit my best friend. She bit him again and then came after me, and then it was like you flipped a switch
And she stopped.
and she stopped and
When it's like she realized, right? But it took us a couple, and we never touch her because we have learned that if you touch her or if you come near her, so we're standing a little further back because we're trying to stay out of the line of fire too. And our friend, fortunately, man knew to just sit there and freeze and not do anything.
with you, that was a compressed time frame.
Yeah.
And you know why? I'll tell you why. You ignored her.
Absolutely. Words hold no value until you give them meaning through action, through follow through, right? The leash is the translation device. This is kind of the equalizer, right? Because if she does come up at me, I can go into defensive handling, nip it in the bud real quick, have that conversation with her, and then she realizes who I am. This is where a dog will either double down and we have a problem, or they'll yield and they go, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize, who you were. So let me ask you this, are you scared of this dog? And be honest.
Yes.
Okay, and that's fine, that's fair. We as humans, we fear the unknown, right? Knowledge replaces fear. If you know what you're looking at and you know what you're dealing with, it's easier to understand what you're doing, right? When I deal with these aggressive dogs, these cases that have bite histories and have been to veterinary behaviors and have been on medication, it's not that I'm unscared or unafraid, it's that I can keep my composure, right? I can keep my seat in a stressful situation, especially when I understand the psychology behind the behavior, right? So you see, so here's the thing. I don't know your dog. We're not friends. I don't trust her. Same way she doesn't trust me. And all this little manipulative bullshit she's doing, trying to get close to me, no. Absolutely not. Get the hell away from me. Respect my space. And so I'm also doing this without being a jerk, right? I'm not being mean. I'm just setting the boundary. You don't get close to me. And if you look at your dog's demeanor, her ears are pinned back. She's stress panting. She's kind of out of her element. She's like, whoa, I've never been talked to like this before, right? I started from the moment I took the leash. telling your dog who I am, establishing a relationship on trust, respect, and clarity, right? Trust is a two-way street. We need to trust each other. Not in the sense that we're best friends, but in the sense of I mean you no harm as long as you mean me no harm. And then respect. Fear and respect kind of go hand in hand. If you think about anybody in life you respect, a father figure, God, right? There's an element of fear there. That doesn't mean intimidation, right? But that means I understand what could happen if I fail you or if I upset you, right? And then clarity. As long as you don't do this, I won't do that, right? And so typically I like to do this through rules, structures, boundaries. Well, it's hard to put structure and boundaries on a dog that's biting you. It's hard to enforce rules on a dog that's biting you, right? When you try to do that to this dog, she bites. When you try to take things away from her, tell her to do something she doesn't want to do, disrupt her peace in any way, shape, or form, she lets you know. And so this is, for me, it's a case of dominance by default. There's no clear leader, rules, structures, or boundaries, so the dog takes it upon herself to create those rules, structures, and boundaries in the form of biting. So for me, I believe there's two types of aggression. Obviously, there's a lot of subcategories and different motivators, but I break it down into two. There's either I am aggressive as a mindset, right? Or I use aggression because it works. And so to me, it sounds a lot like I use aggression because it works, right? Because I've corrected your dog a few times now. I've done a couple things and I see it. I see her thinking about it, but she hasn't committed. With developed behaviors, using aggression as a tool, until it doesn't work, the dog will continue to do it, right? This is conflict resolution. When I feel conflict, when there's a problem, when I'm uncomfortable, how do I solve that issue? With aggression. And until that doesn't work, she's going to continue to solve it with aggression. So that's resource guarding, right? And so resource guarding boils down to a couple of things, right? One, genetics. Every dog is capable of resource guarding, right? It's an entitlement issue. The dog feels entitled to that thing. It's possessive, right? Game of possession. And so when you're asking a dog to give up their natural instinct and they don't respect you, there's a conflict. And then when there's conflict, she knows how to solve that conflict.
Right, and unfortunately, she learned that at 10 weeks old.
And what did you guys do when you saw that behavior? Did you reach out to anybody?
It's funny because we thought it was a one-off. She's a puppy. She might have learned it from her litter mate. We just didn't pay attention the first time.
Sure.
Right?
Right.
We just thought, oh, that's not.
Well, it's a puppy. You don't.
You don't expect that.
Yeah.
But it happened again,
I
and
went
that's how I got hurt.
How old was it? How old was she when it happened again?
Oh, it was probably just a couple weeks later.
So 12 weeks old?
She was still young.
So how do you groom this dog?
As you can see, she's pretty raggedy. Then I went to the back feet, and I probably pushed it. She warned me, which was good.
Did she growl?
Yes.
Juana, I understand you're saying trigger as a way to label just kind of the ramp up, right? But trigger, so like I have PTSD from my time in the service. My triggers are like fireworks, hot days, certain things like that. That'll set me back to a remembrance, right? A memory or something like that. These are not so much triggers as they are her personality traits. You're just pissing her off. You're inconveniencing her. You're bothering her. Right. And she's telling you, who do you think you are doing this to me?
I'm
right.
using the word trigger for that because I don't know what those traits are.
Sure.
That will piss her off.
And what I'm trying to do is bring clarity so that we could see it for what it is. Because if you're tiptoeing around her triggers because you think she's got trauma or you think it's something emotional, you're going to approach that differently than you go, oh, she's just being a bitch. But like I said on the phone, if we were all on the beach drinking Mai Tais, we'd all be happy. The moment somebody blocks the sun, I'm throwing bows. That's her.
Yes.
The fact that it started at 10 weeks old tells me this is her temperament. That's her genetics. We can't change genetics. I can't rewire her DNA. However, we can manage it, right? And so what does management look like? That doesn't mean avoid everything that sets her off. That means understand the things that do and learn how to work her through that so that she doesn't get away with the behavior, right? Yeah. And so that's my role, is I need to establish authority and then I need to lend you the authority so that you can take it over. Let me ask you this. So you've seen veterinary behaviorists and veterinarians. Is there anything neurological wrong with her? Did they test any of that? Did they mention?
Blood work.
Okay.
Her blood work has come back normal.
I'm going to test these things out here in a second to try to bring it out of her and see it myself so that I can show you how I would deal with it, and then also understand where the wiggle room is, right? Because there are certain dogs where I evaluate them and I go, yeah, that's dangerous, right? And then I have to question, like if I question whether or not I would live with this dog, there's no way I'm going to tell you you should live with this dog, right?
I think that's where we were at.
Right.
On that last incident, I think that's where we were at.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's good that you found me. I'm glad you found me, and I'm glad you committed.
I've been following you for a while.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes, I have. It's like, this guy is so bad.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
The issue is,
Do y'all have any questions, comments, concerns about anything so far?
no, I think it's gonna come down to you testing her and,
Yeah,
Giving
and you
us the-
seeing what you see.
Yeah, yeah.
you know, can it be fixed or not? Fixed is the wrong word.
Well, can it be addressed, right? Because we want to improve quality of life for you, for her. You know, we want to have our cake and eat it too, and so we got to see, is that possible? So this is just for safety, right? I got to protect my hands in case she goes for them. Do you guys feel comfortable putting a collar on her or no?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me get it for you real quick. So this should be able to just slip right over her head.
Okay. Okay.
Good girl. Yep, cool.
You're awesome.
And then clip that on. Right there. Yep, perfect. All right, go ahead and have a seat. So you remember when I said weakness draws aggression? So what I'm doing is I'm coming in acting real sketch, and then I'm backing off, right? Do you see she's getting submissive?
Yeah, the ears are back and
Yeah, it is. She's literally submitting to me.
She does, yeah, she'll do that all the time.
And so what do you think that means?
Oh, don't hurt me.
Right. So now why would she think that I'm going to hurt her? I've
No idea. Well, she does that with us all, but she does that with everybody.
but it's manipulative, right? Because
Oh, it is, yeah.
up to this point, all I've showed her is strength. So now that I'm showing her weakness, she's like, that doesn't make sense, right? So she's like, I'm confused. Don't eat me. I see you. So she's pretending like she's going for the food, and then she's trying to sneak around to my hand. Do you see it? Can you see it from there? Just stay still. So the resource guarding is only going to happen if the resource is valuable enough for her to give a damn, right?
Exactly.
you don't care.
She don't?
Oh, God, no.
It's only dead stuff?
Dead stuff, if the neighbor kids kick a ball into our yard and I go try to get it from her, it's game over, man.
Mm-mm.
For her own toys, they could lay in the yard, I can go pick them up, she doesn't give a crap. Oh, yeah, try to get that from her. Yeah, good luck with that one.
So I have to wait till she possesses it, right? Right now she's still gathering interest. It's when she's got it in between her paws and she settles with it. Can I have it? And you know, it's crazy because she's blinking as if she's been hit before. I'm not saying you've hit her, right? But I'm just making observations.
I've tapped her on the snoot, right? I've done that.
That's fine. I don't mind. I'm not against it. It's just...
Just for the blinking.
Okay, so now she's in possession of it, right? Out. Out. Good. She has it, right? Out. Good. Free. You have it. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You have it. Get it. You can get it. Go ahead. Get it. Get it. And there's mirrors, so if you want to look from the sides, what she's doing. Now she's in conflict, right? Because she's like, wait a minute, you just choked me twice when you said out, and I didn't let it go. Well, that's a down. That's okay. So look, if there's structure here, because there's rules to this. She didn't just get it. She had to earn it. And when she doesn't let it go, there's a consequence. She's very freaking smart.
Yes, she is.
I only had to apply leash pressure twice. Did you see on that third time, I barely lifted the leash and she stopped?
She's very smart.
Right? And now look, when she takes it from me, she's cautious. She's very gentle.
She's like that often. When I give her a bone, it's very polite, very cautious, if you will.
Okay, but it's when you take it?
She doesn't
We don't take it.
grab it. You know, it's almost like when you're giving it to her, she's like, is it okay if I have it?
Out. Out. Sit. Yeah, and I'm not gonna ding her for not sitting, right? Because I don't know what her training is, and I can't hold her accountable for something I didn't teach, right? But she's offering me, right? As long as she offers me a position of control, so she's like, okay, I won't sit, I'll down, that's fine. Sit. How old is she now?
19 months.
19 months.
So less than 2. This started at 10 weeks. It's not that you didn't seek help, you did. You just sought the wrong help. If I had seen this dog at 3 months, would have never gotten this bad, right? But the silver lining here, is she spayed yet?
Yes.
When did she get spayed?
She got spayed in December? November.
Dogs reach social and sexual maturity at about 2.5, 3 years old. The bigger the dog, the longer it takes to mature. That means develop hormonally, anatomy-wise, muscles, skeletons, all that. And then mental maturity. Females mature quicker than males, right? And so it's likely that she's reaching maturation. And so this is why the behavior is kind of getting progressively worse, right? It's no longer coming from an adolescent puppy. It's now starting to come from a grown woman, right? If you guys ever watched Lion King, when Simba's in the grass and he's going rawr and he's going after a cricket, and then it fast forwards to him being grown and rawr, right? That's kind of the maturation process. It starts innocent enough, but then it turns out to be something way more serious, right? So the only thing that I've done here is, be neutral with her, not her friend, not her enemy, have rules, set boundaries, and structure, right? I'm not letting her off the leash, free roam, do whatever she wants. And so this could also be an environment. We're different. It's an issue of environment. We're different at home than we are at school, than we are at work, right? At home, I'm going to be more inclined to be myself 100% than I would be at work or with the client, right? Just in the sense of I'm way more relaxed. And so when you're way more relaxed, how do you think domestics start in the home? How does violence start in the home? Because they're comfortable doing, right? And that's no different here. I often compare behavior modification to recovering from addiction. It's hard to get over your crack addiction when you live in the trap house with your dealers. Sometimes it's best to take them out, convert the trap house to a halfway house, and then convert the dealers to orderlies, right? And so she'll come here, she'll rehab, we'll do all the things. I do want to muzzle condition her for grooming. So we could trim nails, groom, do all the things we need to do. But I want to be clear, I don't use muzzles to modify behavior, meaning I'm not going to muzzle her to stop her from biting. I'm muzzling her for safety, right? Because grooming and first aid and husbandry and all that, that's something that needs to be done. It's not good if we can't trim her nails. It's not good if we can't get the mats out of her fur, check her teeth, clean her ears, right? And so that's where the muzzle's going to give you a little bit more confidence in handling her. and just kind of create a barrier. A dog can still get a muzzle off or bite through a muzzle, but it's just an added layer of protection. Right. That in combination with the training is going to help bring this full circle. Okay?
Circling back to, is it us? She obviously responds to you differently than she does to us.
Yeah.
She doesn't, when you ask her to do something, she has not hesitated.
Right.
With us, it's more of a, no, screw you.
Yep.
Right? I'll do it today, I'll do it now, but I won't do it 5 minutes from now, or I'll wait 10 minutes, and then, it's the whole, is that inconsistent on our part?
It definitely is a lack of consistency, but it's more than just that, right? Because more often than not, people come in here and they tell me the symptoms. My dog pulls, my dog barks, my dog bites. I want to get to the root of the problem, right? The root of the problem here is you have a genetically strong dog that is disposed to resource guarding and aggression. Second to that, nature. So that's nature, right? Second to that, nurture. The way that you've lived with this dog in fear, lack of rules, structures, boundaries, letting her in your bed, you're communicating to her, we are equals, we are the same. And so when you try to tell her to do something she doesn't want to do or put a boundary on her, she goes, what do you think you're doing? We're the same, at the very least. Maybe she thinks she's above you, right? Because dogs are pack animals and there is a hierarchy. And if you don't let the dog know where they lie on the totem pole, they'll let you know where you lie on the totem pole. And this is why I'm saying, since she's been here, this is my house. This is neutral. The advantage that I don't have a history with her. This is the first impression. And I told her who I am, and she goes, okay, I believe you. Because I've been consistent every single step of the way. I don't allow the little manipulative belly roll or the, hey, I just want to sniff you, or the, hey, no, I don't trust you. I don't know you. Get the hell away from me, right? And so she goes, oh, okay, I can't do that. I can't do my bullshit with this guy. And if she can't do that bare minimum stuff, do you think she's going to try the big stuff?
Right. So she knows what she can get away with us because we've let her.
Right, right.
Because our fear has dictated how we handle her.
Correct. What's allowed will continue. So for me, this is going to be a lifestyle of management. You're always going to have to manage this dog, right? What that means is you need to be aware of certain things, that she does become possessive if she feels entitled, that she does take kindness for weakness, that she does abuse her privileges, right? So maybe she doesn't get the couch. She definitely doesn't get to go in bed with you. When guests come over, they have to be like me, neutral, right? But in order to do these things, you need obedience, right? And so I would tell her to go to place. But if she doesn't know place and she doesn't understand the expectation of place, good luck when there's a competing motivator of a random stranger that's coming to say hello to me. Right?
Right. So she is place trained, but it's just like you said, when someone comes into the house, boom, she's off of place, and then no matter how many times we tell her to get back to place, screw you.
Right.
So would you, like if we had somebody coming over as we're the parent, I'm not talking hopefully a year from now or whatever, when she's earned the right to have some more freedom. If we have people come over, do we initially start with her being in the crate until she earns it?
That's avoiding it. Management just means you don't have the time or ability to train it. So I have to manage it, right? If we're training together, so this little settle box I have here, if I know somebody's coming over in 15 minutes, I'm gonna settle her 10 minutes before they come. So that by the time they knock on the door, she's in a calmer mindset. Knocking on the door will likely make her alert. I will then interrupt that, quiet, and she'll look at me. What do? Go to your place, right? Now she's in a position of control. She understands that expectation. I will then walk away, go answer the door, hey, come on in. If she breaks, I will stop what I'm doing, I will correct her, and I will put her back on the place. Then I will go back to entertaining my guests. I will wait for her to settle on the place bed. Once she's settled on the place bed, I will then bring her, and I will be talking to my guests like this, having her at my side. If she settles like this and she's chill, hey, go say hello, if I trust it. Or, all right, go to your crate.
we should tell our guests coming over, you need to be neutral.
Yeah, just completely ignore her. Pretend she doesn't exist, right? You're here to see me, not my dog. My dog will bite you if you don't listen to me. Be very blunt. My dog will bite you. So please ignore her. Let me do this training session, and then I'll put her away and we can mingle, right? And when you do this, what you're doing is you're taking away the expectation and that entitlement of people are here to see me in my home. Now you're letting her know, no, they're here to see me. You go away. Later on, when there's more trust built and you feel more comfortable, sure, allow her to interact with a select few people that will follow your rules, right? No high pitch, hey puppy, none of that, right? Because what that does is it mimics injured prey. And dogs have prey drive. You know what prey drive is?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, 75% of my job is educating you, the owners. 25% is the dog. The dog's the easy part, right? But if I can't get through to you, I can't help the dog. And so, you know, I commend you for being responsible dog owners and not giving up. Most people give up for less. And I mean, you went to a professional. You went to a board certified veterinary behaviorist.
I'll never do that.
The best of the best.
Yeah. Yeah. I found her on that site.
Yeah.
Right? They're
And so do you see why I beef with the veterinary field now?
I do see.
Because this
I
dog,
lived it,
right.
right?
She never needed medication.
We left there, and my only comment was, I don't want a dog that has to be on drugs her entire life, and I don't want a dog that I have to proactively manage what may or may not be in my control in terms of situations that she may get into.
Right.
I need to know how to manage the pub to where, you know, as you said, she looks at me and says, can
Yeah, at least a check-in. At least that tells me the dog's worried about something other than the impulse,
Exactly.
right?
I just want her to learn to work through conflicts better.
Yep.
That this is not always the right choice.
Make better
Make
decisions.
better decisions. Don't immediately go to this.
Yeah. So you see the tail up, the dominance, the ears up. So this is a dominance display, right? You look at my husky and my staffy, they're doing the same thing. Right? And then watch, boom. Do you see the ears go back now? The tail went down a little bit. She's like, oh, that's different. What are they? So this is barrier frustration. Aries off! Knock it off! So this is genetics with Aries too, right? It's just, you know, barrier frustration, dog aggression, reactivity, all that stuff's, it's normal. Especially because what he's trying to do, look at his tail, look at the back of the spine and the shoulders, you see the hair sticking up? Those are called hackles. And so it's a sign of over-arousal, over-stimulation. It's kind of like when we get goosebumps. But do you see with simple correction and a pattern interruption?
What did you do to...
I just pop with the ats. At. Do you see how the leash is loose? I'm not yanking her or pulling and tugging on her. As soon as she goes forward, she hits the end of the leash and I just give a little pop. Literally 2 fingers, little pop.
But she doesn't do that when I'm with her.
Right, because she doesn't respect you the way she respects me. Because I've done this with countless dogs and countless clients. This is my training program, right? So like I said...
No, I mean, not with you. She respects you because
right.
She's got no choice.
Well,
but
when
she's gonna come home.
Right, but when you start acting like Daniel and doing the same things Daniel did, it's going to be easier for her to follow line, especially as she's been doing it here for the last 6, 8, 10 weeks, right? And so with Aurora, she was just, I mean, she sees another husky, she's like, oh, and also she looks a lot like Leo. I don't know if you've seen the Leo series.
Her?
Yeah.
Leo's bigger.
Leo's way, but yeah,
Yeah.
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 But they're similar, right? And so she was friends with Leo, and so she's like, oh, Leo. But now she's like, oh, okay, that's not you. Now you see how he's chill now? Like, he's still on alert. He's ready. But I told him to knock it off, and he respected that. And that dog's, I mean, he's got a collar on him, but he's off the leash, right? That was just my verbal correction, telling him to shut off his genetic instinct. I think he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he did. So the other difference with the dogs in the neighborhood, see how calm your dogs are right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dogs in our neighborhood, they don't shut up.
Right.
They just
Right.
keep going, and it just
That's-
riles her up.
Right. But that's why
So-
it doesn't matter what anybody else's dog is doing.
Right.
It matters what you're doing.
Right.
Quiet. Quiet. Knock it off. Kennel. I do my little crate vacuum. This is copyrighted, all right? So don't jock my shit. I'm joking. You put in a leash through here, and then you grab said leash. You hook it up, okay? Now, you pull. Come here. And that's how you do that. That's how you avoid getting bit when you're by yourself. And then you can just leave the chain leash in there. That'll minimize the conflict for the next time.